Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and Happy New Year to you all. This is the morning kickstart video. Today's date is January 2nd, 2024. Yes, I'll get it right the first time. That's great. See if I can keep that going. But new trading year. And in the kickstart video, I'll take a look at three of the major currency pairs, the euro versus US dollar, the dollar versus yen, and the sterling versus US dollar. So let's get started. Let's start by taking a look at the euro versus US dollar. In the end of last week, we moved up to test the high of what I had as this swing area target up here, connecting to different highs through here and then different lows through here before falling to the downside. In fact, the area goes back further in time. If you go back to this area right here, it actually really starts the whole thing up here between the 1.1095 to 1.11346 level. So we went up just a little bit above that 1.11346 level and rotated back to the downside on Friday. And today we're seeing further downside momentum that is taking the price near the 50% retracement of the move down. This goes all the way back to this high, going back to 2020, folks, to the low price that we saw in 2022. Midpoint of that longer-term trend comes in at 1.0942, and that's going to be one of the next targets on the downside here for the euro versus US dollar. And looking at the hourly chart, I'm going to put a horizontal line at that 1.0942 level, just as a reminder of the 50% retracement. That's right around that level. But as you can see in this chart, we started to move below the 100-hour moving average on Friday, closed below that level. And then in trading here today, we came down to the 200-hour moving average. The last time the price moved below or traded below that level was back here on December 13th. So we did find a stall against that level and then ultimately moved below that level and pushed the market further to the downside. That move to the downside has subsequently taken the price below the 38.2% retracement. The move up from this December low to this high price that we saw right through here. 38.2 comes in at 1.0980. And we're working our way down toward that 42 level, that 50% midpoint of that longer-term trend on the daily chart. And below that, the 50% retracement of the this move to the upside from this low right here to this high right here. So that that level comes in at around the 34 level. So the 34 to 42 level is our next target. That you can also see that the 50% retracement also corresponds with a swing area through here where we had a swing high right here, and then we moved above a trade higher, and then we started to use this level as a resistance level as well. So there's some precedence not only from a swing level here, but also from the 50% retracement level, 50% retracement on the daily chart. So be aware of that area for support for the euro versus US dollar, but off to a dollar rising, euro falling trend in to start off the new trading year. Now let's take a look at the dollar versus yen next. And if we look at this currency pair off the daily chart first, we did in the end of December move below the 200-day moving average. And what was key off of this is that the price did hold resistance right here against the 200-day moving average before moving to the downside. This swing area down through here where we had a number of different swing lows and swing highs sort of falling, forming either a support level or a resistance level through here before moving to the upside. We did move down and test that level in December, and then at the end of December we fell below that level, but then rebounded, and today we're starting to came down toward the low of that level before bouncing to the upside with the overall dollar buying. And so we are back above the high of that swing area at 140, 154. We'll be watching that level in the short term. If we can go back below that level and look toward 140.93. Let's take a look at the hourly chart to get a better idea of this bounce off of the low. And you can see the low this is last Thursday, came down to 140.19 in trading on Friday. We moved up to test the 100-hour moving average. That's a blue line in this chart. Found willing sellers against that level, keeping the bears more in control. And in trading today with the price moving higher, we got close to that 200, but found little sellers, and then moved above that level, increasing the bullish bias in this short term. There is work to do getting above the 200-hour moving average. That's the green line in this chart. Getting above the 200-day moving average. That's the other green line in this chart. Are all the targets that we need to get to and through in order to increase the bullish bias. The 200-hour moving average comes in 142.36. The 200-day moving average comes in at 143.01. In between is a 50% retracement of this last move to the downside from this high right here to this low right through here. That level comes in at 142.57. So, we are above this 100-hour moving average, and that's going to be a risk level for buyers who want to see, rebound off after this large trend move to the downside that we saw here in the month of December, or November and December, I guess. And so getting above that 100-hour moving average is positive, but we need to stay above that level and get above the 200-hour moving average to increase the bullish bias going forward. Let's take a look at the sterling versus US dollar next time. We'll start like the other currency pairs on the daily chart just to get our perspective, feet under us. And we have this swing area right through here where we had a number of different swing highs initially. That's formed this ceiling through here. We then came up to test that ceiling through here in the month of, April, May. We moved above it and then used this area as support here before moving to the high for 2000. Well, I don't think it was a high for the year, but anyway, yeah, it was, I guess, a high for the year, and it was a high for the year before moving up to the high for the year, 131.49. I'm coming back down in September. We fell below that area through here and did not return to it until the month of November, and then in December, and we traded above and below it during the month of December. But the one thing that was positive is that the price did hold support here, and we are moving down toward the low of that swing area at the 125.98 up to 126.79 level. That's the wide swatch there. Admittedly, it's around 81 pips or so, but a key area for developing either bullish or bearish bias, and we're now in the neutral area of that. Also of note is a 50% midpoint of the 2023 trading range at 125.88, near the low of that swing area at 125.98. So 88 to 98 is going to be a key support on the downside for the sterling versus US dollar. Let's take a quick look at the hourly chart and see what today's decline looks like from that perspective. And we take a look at it. You can see how the price or the traders tried to hold the 200-hour moving average on Friday's trade. Moved a little bit below it, tested 38.2, not once but twice. And trading here today, we came down to the 200-hour moving average, felt the initial support, moved back higher, got it back above the 100-hour moving average right through here, but could not sustain the momentum. And then the next time the price fell below the 200-hour moving average, it was Katie bar the door, and we started to move sharply to the downside. We are trading near session lows and looking toward the 61.8% retracement, which also corresponds with this low price going back to December 21st, it looks like, or thereabouts. And so this 61.8, this swing area through here is going to be our next key targets on the downside for the sterling versus US dollar and further momentum. On the top side, the 50% retracement of this last move to the upside, it comes in at 126.62, and that's going to be close risk today. Note here on this hourly bar how the price fell below that level, came up to it, then found willing sellers to go below that level. So there you have it. A look at some of the major currency pairs to kickstart your video. Kickstart your trading for the new year, for the new trading week for January 2nd. My name is Greg Michaelowski. Good fortune with your trading. Bye-bye now.